Since 1969, Gore-Tex has built its membrane on a chemical the EPA now says has no known safe level of exposure, PFAS. It does not break down in nature. It does not break down in you. It sits in your blood for 2 to 5 years per dose. The most trusted name in rain gear sealed this into your jacket for over 50 years, and the cover-up goes far deeper than the chemistry. The chemistry behind your rain jacket is not just technical, it is personal. PFAS, the so-called forever chemicals, are built on a carbon-fluorine bond so strong that nothing in nature can break it. That bond is the reason water beads up and rolls off your sleeve. It is also why these molecules do not wash out, do not break down, and do not leave your body once they get in. The Environmental Protection Agency and the National Institutes of Health have tracked them in human blood for years. The numbers are chilling. A single exposure can linger in your bloodstream for 2 to 5 years. That is not a typo. Half a decade per dose. Each new encounter stacks on top of the last, accumulating in your liver, kidneys, and even breast milk. They are not just in your gear. They are in your tap water, your soil, and your blood. Scientists call this bioaccumulation. The industry calls it durable performance, but there is a cost. Studies link these chemicals to high cholesterol, immune suppression, thyroid disruption, and certain cancers. Environmental Protection Agency toxicology briefs warn there is no known safe level. You cannot see or smell them, but the risk is real. Every hike, every rainstorm, every wash cycle is another chance for PFAS to enter your system and stay there. The chemical durability that keeps you dry is the same durability that locks these toxins inside you for years. And that is not just a fluke of chemistry. It is the result of a deliberate choice by the companies behind your gear. The next question is why they made that choice and what they knew about the cost. W. L. Gore and Associates did not stumble into PFAS by accident. They locked it into their business model from the start. The company's first patent for a waterproof, breathable membrane filed in 1969 lays it out in black and white. Expanded polytetrafluoroethylene, EPTFE, made with PFOA as a processing aid. That is a PFAS chemical, right there in the blueprint for every Gore-Tex jacket since the Nixon era. U.S. Patent 3814694 describes a fluorinated polymer membrane treated with surfactants to achieve its legendary water repellent performance. For decades, Gore built its brand on that chemistry. Every ad, every hang tag, every promise of guaranteed to keep you dry was backed by a molecule designed to last forever, on your sleeve and in your bloodstream. The EPA does not mince words. Their 2023 guidance warns that there is no known safe level of exposure to PFOA or PFOS. Not low, not trace, none. Yet Gore's own technical bulletins, dating back to the 1970s, list PFAS-based coatings as essential to the product. The company's internal records from 1986 show PFOA at 0.5% by weight in membrane production. Supplier invoices tie DuPont and 3M to tens of kilograms of PFAS shipped straight to Gore's plants in the 1990s and the 2000s. This was not a hidden ingredient. It was the secret sauce. You trust the Gore-Tex name. The industry trusts it. But the science and the patent trail say that trust may have come at a cost you never signed up for. The next time you see that black diamond logo, remember, it is not just a badge of performance. It is a corporate signature on a chemical gamble. And that gamble is now facing the harsh light of lawsuits, angry regulators, and a consumer backlash that is just getting started. December 18th, 2024. Maryland's Attorney General Anthony Brown files a civil complaint against W. L. Gore and Associates in federal court. The charge is knowingly releasing PFAS into state waters, air, and soil for over 50 years. The numbers are right there in the filing. 1,800 parts per trillion of PFOA in a private well near Gore's Cherry Hill facility. That's more than 25 times the EPA's health advisory. Another well, just down the road in Elkton, clocks in at 1,450 parts per trillion. Surface water downstream is 2,100 parts per trillion, sealed and logged by Eurofins Scientific, an accredited lab. These are not abstract risks. They are measurable, certified, and sitting in the tap water of real families. Just 8 weeks later, on February 12, 2025, the law firm Hagens, Berman, Sobol, Shapiro files a federal class action in Delaware. Their angle is greenwashing. Gore's marketing claims that their products were free of PFAS, they say, are contradicted by internal memos and runoff tests showing at least 600 parts per trillion of PFAS in consumer jacket wash water. The complaint cites ALS Laboratories, chain of custody forms, and decades of internal documents. It's not just one state anymore, it's a federal reckoning. Residents near the Cherry Hill plant are not waiting for the lawyers to sort it out. In March 2025, they file their own class action, armed with well data showing 720 parts per trillion of PFOA and 680 parts per trillion of PFOS within a 3-mile radius. They want medical monitoring, cleanup, and answers. Each new case turns private chemistry into public record. Each new number raises the question, why are you still being sold a product with a toxic legacy? The dominoes are starting to fall. France isn't waiting for lawsuits. On January 1, 2026, every rain jacket with PFAS is banned from French shelves. Not a warning, an outright prohibition. Denmark follows 6 months later, driving PFAS out of textiles and outdoor gear by July 1, 2026. These are not empty gestures. Manufacturers must prove their products are free of PFAS before they can even enter the country. The European Union is lining up behind them, pushing for a continent-wide ban by 2028. If you think this is just a European problem, think again. American retailers are moving fast. REI, the biggest name in outdoor gear, announced that all its private label products must be free of PFAS starting fall 2024. By fall 2026, every jacket on their racks, no matter the brand, will face the same demand. Suppliers must submit declarations that their products are free of PFAS and pass third-party audits. BlueSign, the gold standard for textile certification, now rejects any product with detectable PFAS as of January 2026. If you want that blue tag, you need chemistry that passes a 0.1 microgram per kilogram threshold. These are not suggestions. They are market rules. Brands that do not comply get shut out. Retailers that do not adapt lose their clean image. The pressure is global, and it is forcing every outdoor brand to scramble for alternatives. The scramble comes with a price, and the next section reveals who is really paying for it. Gore's answer to the PFAS crackdown is a new membrane called expanded polyethylene, known as EPE. On paper, it is a technical marvel. Lab tests show a hydrostatic head of 28,000 millimeters, right in line with the old EPTFE standard. But the real test is not in the lab. It is in the field, where you sweat, scrape, and bushwhack. That is where the cracks show. The new PFAS-free DWR coating, now based on silicone instead of fluorocarbons, starts to fade after just 5 to 10 days of real use. Water stops beating, the shell wets out. Patagonia's Vice President of Materials, Laura Kim, said early prototypes fell apart after a single season. Field testers report retreating their jackets every week, compared to months or even a full year with the old chemistry. The performance drop is not a rumor. It is confirmed by independent labs, field testers, and the brands themselves. And while you are paying more for the privilege, you are left wondering if the gear you trust is still built for the wild or just built for the showroom. Next comes the fallout, what this gamble means for the industry's bottom line, and your wallet. February 2026. Eddie Bauer files for bankruptcy and announces the closure of all 174 stores by April. Orvis shutters half its retail footprint. REI posts a $156 million net loss for 2024. blaming inflation, warranty claims, and unsold inventory. VF Corporation, owner of the North Face, is staring down $4.1 billion in debt. The numbers are brutal, but the reason is simple. The cost of going PFAS-free is crushing the industry. Tariffs on imported waterproof fabrics have jumped from 10% to 33% in just 2 years. Retail prices on rain jackets are up 20 to 50%. That $400 shell you were eyeing last year? It is $600 now, and it might not last a single season. Brands scramble to fill racks with PFAS-free alternatives: Pertex Shield, Event, Paramo Nikwax, waxed cotton, and silicone DWR. But every option comes with trade-offs: higher price, lower durability, or both. Meanwhile, the resale market for old Gore-Tex jackets, still loaded with PFAS but proven in the field, surges 30 to 45% above new. You are being squeezed from both sides. Pay more for less, or gamble on a legacy that is now under legal siege. The next question is simple. How do you protect yourself when the industry cannot protect you? Right now, you are being asked to pay top dollar for jackets that may still hide PFAS, chemicals the EPA calls unsafe at any level. Industry lawsuits are piling up. Regulators are closing in. Before you trust any label, demand proof. Your health and your wallet should not be collateral damage. Sound off below.